Some big games to talk about. Northeast Washington, Roman Ryan, Abington Neshaminy, Timber Creek Cherokee. All that and more coming up next on SFBN Talks High School Sports. Talk about that game and that team in particular. And let's talk about some of the players. Yeah, so let's talk about that. Welcome to another edition of SFBN Talks High School Sports. I'm your host, Ari Bluestein. Our co-host today is Jeremy Tretman. JT, thanks for coming back on the show today.
Always great to be here.
Well, a lot of great games to talk about. Let's start off in South Jersey. Timber Creek and Cherokee battling it out on Friday night. It was a great game. The Chargers come out on top. Tell us about that game.
Well, the two teams come in combined 29-1 in their last 30 games combined, which is incredible. They've never played each other. Timber Creek's won 2 state championships recently. Cherokee wins one last year. Something's got to give. Timber Creek pulls the game out at the end. Khalil Tretman, a 22-yard touchdown run. That's the game winner.
Yeah, they are some great football over there in South Jersey, and Cherokee, a great team as well. Let's come over back into Philadelphia, the Public League. Some big games going on. Let's start off in the 4A level. Washington against Northeast. The Eagles come out on top, 14-12. A missed extra point and a missed 2-point conversion end up being the difference in what was expected to be a defensive grinded-out battle.
Well, we thought it was going to be an even game coming in, and it was. The special teams miscues by Northeast cost them. And Ron Cohen, who's 71 years old, he's trying to avenge for his first losing season ever last year. He's had 29 winning seasons, 1 losing season. Now George Washington has a winning record. Nigel Seeley running the ball very well for them. Sharif Miller's a monster on both lines. Sean Henderson, a two-way lineman. He's playing great on both sides of the ball as well. And they pulled the game out.
Yeah, and you take a look at the 3A level. Let's go down there to the Imhotep Panthers, a team that we've talked about a lot. I know you like a lot.
I do.
They come out with a 58-20 win over Friendship Collegiate from D.C. You saw that game on our online network on SFBN. And right before that, Mastery North, they defeat Overbrook 32-14. So the Pumas and the Panthers, they meet up this coming Saturday. Does Mastery North have any chance against Imhotep?
Well, if you want my honest answer, I would say no, but I think they can hang in there for a half. But I just think Imhotep Charter is just too strong. They have several Division I players, actually over 10 on their team. They've got them on the offensive line. They got them on the defensive line, defense, offense, special teams, quarterback, running back, receiver. DJ Moore, the receiver, 3 touchdowns in the game we broadcast the other night. He's going to Maryland. So this team is just too loaded for Mastery North, and it's no knock on Mastery North. They're one of the better teams in the Philadelphia Public League, but they just don't have enough to play with Imhotep for 4 quarters.
Yeah, John Davidson, the head coach for Mastery North, does a great job. Donovan Crabb, very good quarterback for them as well. Let's go into the Catholic League now at the 4A level. You take a look, well, first in 3A, Archbishop Wood defeated West Catholic, very dominant win. They will play Ryan this coming Friday night. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but Ryan with a very disappointing loss to Roman Catholic after leading 16-0 in their homecoming game. Roman comes back and wins 24-16. This Roman team looks pretty good right about now.
They really do. Tom Stevens, the linebacker, makes a spectacular play at the end of the game, tipping a ball up front, catching the ball, taking it back for 35 yards. That clinches it for Roman. The come-from-behind win is complete. John Chaney and Demetri Kelly, 2 outstanding running backs for Roman. I really like this Roman team. I like what the head coach, Joe McCord, has done. He's coaching with a heavy heart this year. His mentor, his high school coach, who he won a championship with in the Catholic League in 1999 at Roman Catholic, Dan Algio, unfortunately passes away. He's dedicated this whole season in memory of Coach Algio, and he's got his team playing very hard. 2 narrow losses earlier, 2 great wins, and they're a really good team.
Yeah, they are. And another really good team is Father Judge. They've got a star running back in Edie Thainrat. They had a very good game in what probably was the game of the weekend against SCH Academy. Judge ends up losing 36-35 in a thrilling game.
Paul Dooley, the quarterback at Springside Chestnut Hill. If you haven't heard of him, you're going to. This guy's thrown for over 300 yards in every game this year. Comes up with a huge 4th down and long completion to keep the game-winning drive alive. Converts a 2-point conversion at the end. Springside Chestnut Hill wins again. They're just outstanding. You mentioned Thainrat. What a disappointment. 5 touchdowns in this game just for him alone. And they lose. Apparently he needed 6.
Oh, Thainrat, a very talented player. Judge, a very good team. And when you think about the 4A landscape in the Catholic League, you think of St. Joe Prep and you think of LaSalle, who, by the way, beat a very good Malvern team this past weekend. I think Judge and Roman, they're pretty close to those teams. What do you think?
And I'm going to throw Ryan in that mix, too. I think they're all in there. I think they're less than a touchdown away from those two teams. St. Joe Prep, LaSalle, they deserve the national rankings they've got. They deserve the accolades they've got. They deserve the notoriety and attention. But these other teams are close. Maybe not as deep, maybe not as big on the star power, but I guarantee you, yeah, I'm going to guarantee it. One of those teams is going to knock off St. Joe Prep or LaSalle before the season is out.
Well, you heard it here first on SFBN Talks. Thanks, JT.
A
lot of great stuff to talk about and more stuff to talk about coming up next on SFBN Talks High School Sports.
I got the personal attention I needed. I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Ryder, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
For over 30 years, the Runaround has serviced southeastern Pennsylvania as the premier team outfitter in the region. Located in Abington, the Runaround serves as a one-stop shop for many of the area's top high school and collegiate athletic programs, as well as numerous travel teams, youth organizations, and corporations. With its top-quality screen printing and embroidery coupled with the best prices in the region, the Runaround is your answer to any team apparel needs.
Hi, I'm Tommy Greene, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
So, Robert, it's been about 10, 11 years now since District 12 joined the PIAA. What went into that decision back 10, 11 years ago?
Well, prior to joining PIAA, we were strictly public league. We had a self-governing policy. Paul Vallis, then CEO of the School District of Philadelphia, had a conversation with Margie Wiesner, the former executive director who hired me to be the District 12 chairman. The conversation went like this. How many championships, state championships, have we won in School District of Philadelphia? And the answer was 0. And so Paul Vallis couldn't believe it. He was like, are you kidding me? He said, why? He said, well, we're not members. And so actually, here's a photo shot of the original team.
And there you are with a little more hair.
Watch it there. Yeah. But you're right. That's a photo shot of the original team that in 2003, under Paul Vallis' direction, went up to PIAA, and we went forward with our membership.
Right. Now, Public League joined at that point, and the Catholic League a few years later, around 07. What was that like getting them involved as well?
Well, that was a fantastic experience because we had played each other back in the day with city championship games that had stopped in the early 80s. And so this was an opportunity to reincarnate a city championship environment. And so the Catholic League joined, as you said, in 07. They did a transition year. In 08, they did postseason participation. And ever since then, it's been a wonderful relationship. And we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, on all of our competitions. We support each other. And the ultimate goal is to make it to the state tournaments.
Yeah, and I know from experience the last couple of years, we've covered some city championship games, particularly in football and basketball, on SFBN. I think it's great for the city of Philadelphia and to make sports fans aware of these great high school games of the public versus the Catholic League.
Well, yes, and a lot of that awareness has come through your SFBN program because people need to see that.
Right.
People need to see that exposure, and so we're there. We've raised the awareness. People are coming to our game. The attendance is much higher. Participation is much greater. Students are coming and staying in Philadelphia to play sports. There's no secret. That's why most of our students come to school. They want to be a part of an extended family. They want to be a part of the athletic program, and they excel. They do well.
Now let's go to the state level. After the city championships, you go to the state tournament. You've got quite a little bit of hardware right here. You got some medals, you got the rings. Looking pretty good. I guess you've had some success here in
a little bit.
PIAA.
Yeah, we've dipped and dabbed in and out of our championship arena, but more importantly than any of the hardware you see on the table today are the amount of scholarships that we've acquired. The athletic scholarships that we acquire every year are phenomenal. I mean, our kids are going to unbelievable schools. You know, the Connecticut's, the UCLA's, the USC, the Penn State's, the Florida, the Texas Tech. They're all over the country. They're Niagara. They're just not staying locally at their state schools. They're there too, but they're traveling all around the US of A, and that's what the beauty of athletics is all about.
Right, and I think really it is all about the student athletes when it's all said and done, and I think that joining the PIAA has really benefited the kids, and it's gotten exposure, like you mentioned, all these big schools. You've got the football players getting looks from SEC schools. You've got basketball players getting looks from the Big East and the Big Ten. I just think that's phenomenal.
That's right. We're all over the globe, and the greater return will be when those students who excel at the collegiate level come back home and become role models, and when they speak and give their testimony to our current students and let them know that I did this and you can do it too. That we're about raising each other. It's
Right.
about surrogate parenting. It's about surrogate brothers and sisters, and that's what Philadelphia is, the city of brotherly and sisterly love. So we're right on par with our posture and where we need to be in Philadelphia. In the state competition, we hold our own, and we're just excited to have airways that you provide to get our product and our programs out there.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity as well, and thanks for the opportunity to talk to you today, Robert. You know, keep up the good work. You're doing a great job. Thanks a lot, Robert. All right, take care. Check out some highlights from games that recently aired on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Here's a run up the gut. That starts off in the shotgun. And here's wide receiver screen out to the far side. And still running down the far sideline, that's DJ Moore. He's got one man to beat. He's turning on the Jets. He is gone. Touchdown, DJ Moore, and a goal. Handoff goes to Waters, rolls his way forward, and he bounces off a couple of tacklers and hits the end zone for a touchdown. Mike Waters rolls to his right. Oh, and it's a fumble. Falls on the ground. Picked up by Imhotep and taken into the score. That's Nasir Upshur. Really. He's a heck of an athlete. Hawkins, the pass to Morgan. It's a touchdown. That's a nice little move that he made on a very good defender. Going deep. He's got a man. Is it caught? Through a park, the bubble screen to DJ Moore. Goes down the middle of the field, now goes to the far side. First down and a lot more. He's turning on the Jets again, folks, and he's in for the touchdown. Friendship on the return. With some steam up the gut. He's got nobody to beat. He's going all the way. Imhotep's trying to catch up to him. Keen Johnson, the sophomore. Park steps up, still looking, going deep for the end zone, and it's a touchdown.
The Sports Fan Base Network, this area's leader in high school sports broadcasting, is heading to TCN with a brand new talk show. Join us every other Wednesday at 6 o'clock for SFBN Talks High School Sports. We'll have everything from interviews with players, coaches, writers, and more, plus analysis, rankings, highlights, and in-depth features on major topics in the Delaware Valley high school sports community. Tune in every other Wednesday, 6 p.m. on TCN for SFBN Talks High School Sports.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
The Writers' Corner is brought to you by Eldion Pajolari State Farm Insurance Agency. For all your insurance and financial needs, please contact Eldion and his friendly team at 215-485-5556 or visit their website, epinsured.com. Welcome back to SFBN Talks. This week on the Writers' Corner, we have a radio guy, and it's Sean Lerman from WVCB 1490 AM. Sean, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Ari. It's good to be here.
So I know you know Bucks County, so let's stick in Bucks County. Council Rock North, a team that a lot of people talk about. They lose to Pennsbury a couple of weeks ago, rebound with a 21-0 win over CB East. When you talk about Council Rock North, you think of quarterback Brandon McElwain, but tell us a little bit about the Indians.
Well, Brandon McElwain obviously is the guy that everyone thinks about with CR North, but it was their defense that helped them get that win over CB East. They gave up 57 points to Pennsbury, but came out and shut down CB East, allowing only 15 rushing yards on 31 rushing attempts. Incredible defense from CR North. But, of course, you do think of Brandon McElwain. He's the engine that makes their offense go, rushes for over 100 yards per game. But one thing that people don't think about with McElwain is his ability to throw the ball. He averages 11.4 yards per completion, so he likes to go downfield with his pass attempts. He completes a pretty good percentage of his passes as well, up around 60%, and he'll take Council Rock as far as they're able to go.
Well, I guess that's why he's going to get to go wherever he wants to go for college, so we'll wait that decision. Now we'll go to a game that you covered on BCB, Abington and Neshaminy, a highly anticipated matchup. Neshaminy comes out on top, 21-18. Tell us about that game.
Well, I was a little surprised about the result. Abington came into the game at 3-0. Neshaminy was just 1-2, but it was Neshaminy's homecoming, and you could feel the atmosphere from the very first snap. They just weren't going to lose. They got an outstanding performance from their sophomore quarterback, Mason Jones, who hit multiple different receivers, including Denzel Hughes, a junior wide receiver and defensive back for Neshaminy, who had 5 catches. He plays almost every snap offensively and defensively, and he had a pick in the game as well.
Well, Neshaminy started 0-2. They've won their last 2. They had the changeover at head coach. You mentioned the young quarterback. Do you think the Redskins are back on track now?
I do think they're starting to get back on track. Coach Mike Frederick has his first couple wins under his belt, so he's ready to go. And one thing that they sort of have in their favor is that DeAndre Pollard, their star back, who had nearly 3,000 rushing yards last year, hasn't gotten it going yet. He had 184 yards against Downingtown West, but other than that, hasn't broken 100 yards in any of Neshaminy's 3 other games. So once he gets going, the rest of Neshaminy will get going as well.
So let's go to the other side of the football in that game. The Abington Ghosts with their first loss of the year, and it does not get any easier. They take on Pennsbury on Saturday. How do they recover from that loss to get ready for Saturday's game?
Well, they'll have to get things going offensively. They only scored 18 points against Neshaminy, had some issues getting the ball downfield. Against Pennsbury, they have a great defense. I talked to a Suburban 1 League head coach who told me that David Kretschman needs to work on not just going to his first read. He'll look downfield, and if his first read isn't there, he'll either run or throw. He's going to need to get through his progressions in order to have a good game against Pennsbury.
So we've talked about Pennsbury a couple of times, and they're a great team. They started off 4-0. Great running back, Charles Snorway. How far can the Falcons go this year?
Well, I think they can go really far. They're probably the best team in the Bucks County area. They're undefeated. Charles Snorway had 119 yards and 4 touchdowns against Souderton. Victor Delgado had 116 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And Raheem Thompson added another 95 rushing yards for Pennsbury. So that running game is really, really good, that PHS ground and pound. But one thing they have this year that they haven't always had in the past is a solid passing game. Mike Alley is a transfer from Conwell Egan at quarterback. He's 6'4", 213 pounds. So now when it gets into playoff time and Pennsbury plays against another good team, if they get behind, they can trust Mike Alley to get the ball downfield and bring them back into it.
Well, real quick, let me put you on the spot. Pennsbury versus Abington, who wins the game?
Well, I think it's going to be a very good, tight game towards the final quarter. But in the end, I think Pennsbury a little bit better than Abington, and I think they win 31-17.
Well, I guess we'll find out on Saturday then. Sean Lerman from WBCB 1490 AM. Sean, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Ari.
When we return, we will highlight the game that will air on the Sports Fan Base Network this coming weekend.
For over 30 years, the Runaround has serviced southeastern Pennsylvania as the premier team outfitter in the region. Located in Abington, the Runaround serves as a one-stop shop for many of the area's top high school and collegiate athletic programs. as well as numerous travel teams, youth organizations, and corporations. With its top quality screen printing and embroidery coupled with the best prices in the region, the Runaround is your answer to any team apparel needs.
Hi, I'm Tommy Greene, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back. Our game of the week on the Sports Fan Base Network is on Friday, September 26th at 7 p.m. between Archbishop Ryan and Archbishop Wood. This is the first time the Raiders and the Vikings are doing battle as league opponents in the Catholic League, so we'll see how these two teams stack up. For more, we head out to Archbishop Wood.
Thank you, Ari. I'm Jordan Hofferman, and I am here at Archbishop Wood High School with head coach Steve Devlin of the Archbishop Wood Vikings. Coach, thanks for joining us today. Now, you guys are off to another hot start this year. Can you talk a little bit about your team's performance up to this point?
Yeah, we've had a great start to the season. I think we have a ways to go where we want to be. We know where we want to be at the end of the year and playing our best football, and we still have a lot of things we need to work on. But we've been off to a great start, and I'm happy and pleased with the way we've been playing.
Now, you guys have traditionally in the past couple of years dominated the Catholic League at the 3A level, but with Archbishop Ryan moving down to 3A, it seems as though they would pose a pretty formidable threat. Can you talk a little bit about them as a team and kind of what they bring to the table?
Sure. Frank McGartle's doing a great job with Archbishop Ryan. They're a tough, well-coached football team, very disciplined. It's somebody we're excited about them being able to play this year and having them join our conference. But they're a tough team, and we're going to have to play our best game.
Now, what would you say the biggest keys are for you guys in coming out with a victory against Ryan?
Well, I think we got to stay disciplined, match their toughness, be able to move the ball, control the clock. They got a great running back in Samir Bullock. We have to be able to control him and not let him run wild on us. I think if we play the football game we can play, and it'll be pretty exciting for us.
Coach, thank you very much for your time this evening. Now let's head over to Archbishop Ryan for the other side of the matchup.
Thanks, Jordan. I'm Joey Lena here today at Archbishop Ryan High School with the Raiders head football coach, Frank McGartle. Thanks for joining us today, Coach. I wanted to start off by talking about your star running back, Samir Bullock. He's had a great season thus far. Can you talk a little bit about his play?
Yeah, Samir's had a very good season so far. He's a very athletic, talented young man, and we'd like to give him the ball as much as possible to see if he can make a play for us.
And now that your team has been moved from 4A down to 3A, how do you feel that will help your chances of making the playoffs?
We're coming from a great league, so our kids should know how to compete and what it takes. But we have to take it one game at a time. We'll see what happens.
And coming up this Friday, you have one of your biggest games of the season against Archbishop Wood. What do you feel your Raiders need to do to get the win that night?
We have to, one, match their physicality. They're a very physical, talented team. We have to not turn the ball over, and we have to make plays when we have the opportunity to make plays.
Well, thank you so much, Coach McGartle, for joining us here on SFBN. I wish you the best of luck. Back to you in the studio.
So make sure you check out that game on our website, www.thesportsfanbasenetwork.com. Some other top games in the area coming up this weekend. Let's start off with Roman Catholic. They take on Episcopal from the Interact. Roman 2-2, Episcopal 3-1. Two very good programs. We talked about Roman earlier. Episcopal, one of the favorites in the Interact. Also, St. Joseph's Prep is back in action after taking off last week. They started off the year 1-2 against some very good teams, some very good competition, and it doesn't change as they take on St. Joseph's of Hamilton in New Jersey, a very nice matchup there. Over in the Public League, you've got some key early season matchups. You have Simon Gratz taking on Frankfurt. Both teams are 2-0 in the Liberty Division in Public League 4A, so a huge game right there. Over in the Independence Division in 4A, you have King against Franklin, both teams 2-0 as well. The only other 2-0 team in that division is George Washington, so a game with a lot of early season implications right there in addition to that Gratz-Frankfurt game. So those are some key games in the Public League. Now, let's take a look at what's coming up on the Sports Fan Base Network. Well, that about wraps it up for today. JT, let me ask you, Ryan versus Wood, what's your thoughts?
I like Wood by a couple touchdowns in this game. Wood is on all cylinders right now, playing better than any team in the Philadelphia region. Right now, they're my #1 team, and I think they're going to take care of Archbishop Ryan.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they can stop Samir Bullock. They've got some pretty good linebackers in there, like Jake Cooper, to potentially
Even
stop
if they
him.
don't, I think they're still going to win the game.
Yeah, we shall see. We'll find out on SFBN. Thank you for watching SFBN Talks High School Sports. We'll be back on Wednesday, October 8th. We'll see you next time.
Select video equipment for SFBN Talks has been provided by DMP Video. DMP Video. You provide the moment, we'll capture the memories. For more information about our videography services, please go to our website at www.dmpvid.com.
High School Scholar Athlete of the Month for September is Joel Goldberg of George Washington High School in Philadelphia. A second baseman for the Eagles, Joel helped his team win the Public League Baseball Championship last spring, the Eagles' first title since 1995. The student government treasurer, Joel is top 5 in his class with a 4.11 GPA and is also a member of the National Honor Society.
I got the personal attention I needed, I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Ryder, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
The Sports Fanbase Network, this area's leader in high school sports broadcasting, is heading to TCN with a brand new talk show. Tune in every other Wednesday, 6 p.m. on TCN for SFBN Talks High School Sports.